Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best weapons in Resident Evil 9 Requiem, talking about what weapon upgrades to focus on first to have the best time possible in this game, as there are some weapons that are just a little bit better than others, and that's what we'll be breaking down in this video. Now, one of the things is, the Requiem is obviously one of the strongest weapons in this game, but we have very limited ammo with it, so we want to rely on some of our other more powerful weapons to get the job done, which is exactly what we'll be breaking down in this video, as there are some choices that are just straight up stronger than others. Now, we also have a hatchet there, which we can parry, and it is honestly very strong. But I think it's best to start off with our pistol. This is like our old reliable. Now, Grace has two pistols. One's a direct upgrade over the other, so you're just going to use the other option, the SNS M232, whenever you get it. But Leon has options here, and you first start off with the Alligator Snapper here, which is a reliable one, but honestly, I would recommend grabbing the Silencer 9, not as soon as you can get access to upgrading weapons, but shortly thereafter, as the silencer on this is really useful. Now, in Raccoon City, it's just fair, but later on in the game, you do want to have that suppressor, so this is something you're going to want to pick up. And not just that, this is pretty much a direct upgrade in pretty much every single area here. It's a little more stable when using the Alligator Snapper, but pistols are very stable. You're not going to notice a big difference. Faster fire rate, more damage, more ammunition. It's just the best choice. Another thing I do want to talk about is a red dot sight. Now, you can equip this, and I would recommend doing it. If you don't like the first person aiming with this, you can go into your settings, and under basic settings at the very bottom here, you're going to see the red dots or the dot sight perspective. Now, this is actually important because we can turn this off to keep that third person aiming. And I would recommend that you do this because when you go to aim down sights, you can see that you have that little dot there, which you can use to aim. Certain weapons will have that after you like pause for a second. It's going to pop off and give you a much more accurate shot, but you can get that really quickly by just using the red dot sight. So this might be one of the things you want to upgrade first. Even if you hate the red dot sight, it's going to give you better aiming. This works on your other red dot weapons as well, and they're going to have that dot there. Now, one other thing I do want to mention is the first upgrade you should likely get is the armor upgrade for your character, because this is super impactful, reducing the damage you're going to end up taking, allowing you to conserve some of your heals for later. I know that's not directly a weapon, but it's associated to them, so that's something you typically want to start with first. Now, our submachine guns, there's actually a really nice one once you beat the game, but you can first start off here with a Gal, which has a lower power compared to a lot of other weapons in the game. It's more so a spray and pray type one with a very high fire rate. The Styrie Revo 3A1 also has a very high fire rate, but it is much more accurate. It does have a slight lower amount of damage, very, very slight. It's not going to be a noticeable amount. It does have less ammo that you can get. This one can max out at 70, this one max out at 50. Since you do get the Gal for free, this is a very powerful weapon to use, but in my honest opinion, I do think that going with the Styrie is a much better option. And I'll give you the live demonstration. Here's the Gal. It has a fast fire rate, as you can see, and decent damage. And then the Styrie, however, has a lot easier way of aiming. You can see much more precise, and even without that red dot sight, it's got a fast reload too. I greatly prefer this because you can see there, you're much more accurate, and with a weapon like this, it's kind of needed. And I guess to better illustrate what I'm talking about, here is the Gal firing, so I'm just going to let it rip. And you can see you got decent reload, or decent recoil on it, and there's the full clip, so that's what it looks like. And here is the Styrie, so you can see much better recoil, and it shoots quicker, less spread between them. So yeah, going with the Styrie is a direct upgrade, and you're going to be much happier using a weapon like this with the red dot sight or without it. And our three shotguns, we got the MSBG 500, the W870 Police, and the 990 TAC here. Now, you'll actually get two of these from playing the game. The MSBG is the worst, unfortunately, but it's reliable in the earlier sections of the game. Now, my honest opinion, the 99 TAC is going to be a better assault shotgun. Once you get to the end game here, it's going to hold more rounds, it has more stats, except for the power there. But the big thing is it shoots a lot quicker, and it's just going to give you better damage output. However, this is a high cost to be had when you get the W870 just from playing the game. Now, if you don't have this gun yet, you do get it just from exploring through the main story. You basically cannot miss it. It's going to be in a very important place if you played previous Resident Evil games in the Kendo Gun Shop, so you can stay tuned for it there. I think that this is the best choice. However, I played through the game with this one. I did try the 990 TAC out for a while. I went back on my save. I just preferred this one a lot more. And I guess just to illustrate, so here is the MSBG 500, that shotgun you get first. You can see the pellet distribution there. It's very wide. And then we move on to the police shotgun here, which has a little bit more of a controlled spread. I found the damage on this to be pretty insane. You can see the fire rate there. And then we're looking at the 99 TAC here. I was shooting against this wall, and it shoots a lot quicker. You can blast these out. It's going to be more contained. But as I mentioned, it does have a pretty steep upgrade cost. I do like this shotgun because it comes out really quickly. So it's kind of a toss-up between the two two of them. And to show it in combat, here's the W870 Police here. So pretty respectable damage. It is a little bit slower to get off. It does have a good amount of stagger to this as well. So you can kill a licker there in about 4 or 5 shots. And then going into the TAC 990 here, which does have a bit higher the damage overall, and the spread's a little bit more contained, and it does shoot quicker. And you can see there, you do get the kill a little bit faster just due to the fire rate, but you're not going to notice a difference in terms of the damage between the other shotguns, at least from my experience here. I just found that the damage that you get with these is going to be relatively similar, and the knockback effect as well. So my honest opinion, I like to stick with the W870 Police here. Only upgrade it if you do have a lot of creds left over, because it does take quite a bit to invest in to actually get it to be as good as, like, this shotgun here is relatively solid without any upgrades. So if you're looking for credits, you could buy, you know, ammunition and other things, but the TAC 990 TAC is going to be the best option here. It does have 2 more bullets in the chamber, higher damage and faster fire rate, but it is a steep investment. So the winner here, it's the 990 TAC, but I do like the Police shotgun quite a bit. Now, these two weapons, our rifles, are polar opposites of one another. They have high damage. My personal preference is the classic 70. You get this as part of the story and you get to keep it. I wouldn't recommend purchasing the Marksman 1A. It looks like it's going to be stronger. It has a lot less power, however, and you do feel it. It has a higher ammo capacity as well, but the way that these guns play out, you're likely going to want to use the classic 70. It can also come with a silver finish scope, which is great if you're doing any type of long range attacking. I like to have it without the scope as well, so you can kind of go with either options. The biggest, most noticeable difference is the 6 ammo capacity max here with the classic 70, more than enough, and 20 to 25 here max if you're in the Marksman 1A here. So while it does have, obviously looks nice on paper, its damage is just really not where it's at. It does have fast reload speed as well, but this thing is just a beast in classic 70. So here's the Marksman 1A, and you can see it does shoot pretty quickly here. And the recoil is like very minimal. You can just see the shots are just a tiny bit lined up there versus the classic 70 here. It does have quite a bit of recoil. Depends, I guess, with the bolt actionness of it. However, it does have obviously the higher damage, and this is the one that you want to use. Now, you can go into your inventory at any time and remove the scope. I would recommend doing that because it just makes this a whole lot. Make sure you do select it off there. It does make this a whole lot better if you're, you know, in like a close area, like the Titan Spider boss, for example. As mentioned, you do get that little dot there to help out with aiming. If you're crouched down, it does come a little bit quicker. And then this looks like this on the Marksman 1A. So it does resettle pretty quickly there. So you can get some decently accurate shots off if you like semi-automatic like rifles in games. But in my honest opinion, I don't think it's worth upgrading over the M70. And an example of a classic 70 here. So decent damage. Obviously, it's a little challenging against fast-moving targets, so that's why I like to take the scope off. But yeah, that killed in 5 shots there, and I guess 4 shots. And then we got this one here, which I missed that one there. It does have a harder time, I find, with this gun, as its damage is not going to be as high. Although you do shoot it off a lot quicker. There's 5 rounds, 6, 7. Yeah, it did take a few more shots, obviously, so you're not getting the same amount out of your bullets. And honestly, I just think the classic 70 fits into the loadout a whole lot better. Doesn't require a whole lot of upgrading. I would just recommend using this much rather than the Marksman 1A. And the Requiem, it's just the Requiem. It's the game's named after it. It's going to be one of the better weapons and obviously very powerful. This is one you do want to kind of upgrade a little slower just due to the rarity of the ammunition. Now I'm going to get into some of the special content weapons after you beat the game. So if you don't want to see them, I would just recommend going to a different video of mine. Now we also have some very cool hand cannons here. And what's funny is with the Requiem, it's actually better than their other hand cannons. The Ghost Grudge here uses the same ammo type, but when the Requiem is fully upgraded, the damage is just a lot better than the Ghost Grudge, which this actually has a little bit higher damage than the Requiem when the Requiem's not upgraded. So yeah, that could be an option if you really wanted to use it. Now, I think that the Redemption here, this is the gun I used at the very start of the video, is extremely useful because it uses rifle ammunition. It's a single shot gun, so it does have a slow fire rate, but you saw it. It one-shotted a licker. It is extremely powerful and a fun weapon to use. So here is the Ghost Grudge. I'm gonna shoot it there. It has a single firing round. It's big. And here is the Redemption, which has the single rifle bullet, which is also really strong. Interestingly enough, this is the weapon from the bosses in the game, but you see there, a single rifle round to take out a licker just like that is really powerful. They do use obviously some of the best ammunition in the game, but I like this here because it does use the Requiem round, so you can then use it as an alternative if you wanted to. Requiem, I just prefer. One thing I do want to mention, if you are using the Redemption, the Power Shades charm will power up the firepower of the last bullet in the cylinder. This is funny because it only has 1 bullet in the cylinder, so put that on your gun here, those cool sunglasses, because it's going to give you limitless bullet penetration and an insane boost to the damage. Now you can also purchase the RPG-7. I'm pretty sure everyone knows these are good. The Clatter Carbine, however, this is like the only true assault rifle in the game. The rest are SMGs. It actually does a pretty solid amount of damage. Although you can't put any upgrades on it, you can put like the Connoisseur Charm. And here's the Styria again, just so you get an idea of that nice spread that it shoots with. And then using the new carbine here, you can see it's a little bit more rough with its firing, but you can tell this thing hits hard. And here it is in combat. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments on what guns you think are the strongest in Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Hit the subscribe button below if you'd like to see some more Resident Evil content. Let me know what you'd like to see as well. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. Going to be doing another run through of it. And yeah, exactly that. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you in the next one.